Freestyle finals here in Fargo, North Dakota. It's 1:06 p.m. in the Fargo Dome. I'm here with my man Willie Saylor. Little time update for you guys. How you doing, Willie?
I'm doing great. I don't know what's going to happen when we get to 1:07 p.m., but 1:06 p.m. I'm doing great. We have one of the crown jewels of high school wrestling on the table set for today. But first, a little bonus wrestling, Nomad. We got a U23 challenge final series for the spot on the U23 World Team at 92 kilograms. You see Jake Woodley coming out now in the red singlet, a freshman or a sophomore at Oklahoma.
I believe a redshirt freshman.
Redshirt freshman, split the difference. He was your champion at Akron Trials. Bo Nickel, by virtue of making Final X, was offered the opportunity to have a wrestle off, and he elected to take that opportunity. There you see him, three-time national champ from Penn State University and Nittany Lion Wrestling Club. Bo Nickel, no stranger to the big stage at Fargo.
How many times did Nickel win here? Twice?
I don't know. I think more than that. Nickel versus Woodley underway right now. 3 minutes on the clock in the first match of a best-of-3 series. They'll wrestle now, and then they'll wrestle after the 145-pound final. Shot by Woodley, blocked off by Nickel, who is crafty.
Tell you what, I was pretty excited to see Nickel. I really didn't expect, of all the guys that were eligible to do the U23 wrestle-off, he was the one I thought was least likely to do it. Ends up here wrestling Woodley. Again, this will be a best-of-3. The second match will be after the 145 final. I didn't ask about a third match, but I imagine it'll be after heavyweight if necessary.
And, you know, Bo competed at 92 kilograms on the senior circuit as well. And I'm glad, you know, he didn't make the team. He got beat by Jaden Cox, a world champion in that senior series. So next best thing, going to U23 Worlds if he should in fact beat Woodley here. And
it's a little better for the guys who graduated, right?
U23s are great. I mean,
yeah.
The talent there is awesome. So, you know, a chance for Bo to match up against some of the best guys in the world and see where he stacks up. You know, the misfortune of, and there's the craftiness of Bo. We'll get 2 on there. They're going to go 2 and 2 for Woodley as well.
I don't think Bo is happy with that one, the way he's looking at him. Trying to go and do, thought he was going to go crotch lock or maybe crackdown position to look for that, look for a cradle, but now just kind of draping over the top. Nickel holding the reverse lock here. Now, who did they give the 2? Okay, so they gave the second to. Right, so they gave the second 2 to Woodley,
right,
so nothing on the reversal there.
Right.
That's what I was waiting for them to determine.
Woodley with a gut, and he gets it, and he has the lead. Now, the white paddled the reversal, which I think is accurate.
Yeah, they were all the way out. So 4-2 lead for Jake Woodley here over Bo Nickel.
I did not know that Woodley had such a good gut. That was really good.
Woodley originally from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, these guys kind of swap geographic locations.
Yeah.
Bo Nickel from Texas, from Dallas, Texas to Pennsylvania. Duck for Bo, scores it. And a trap arm. Doesn't quite have it cinched.
Woodley's fighting well here.
Leg Turk for Bo. Trying to create some space. He works it into a bar and half.
Classic freestyle bar half.
Oh, and now he bars the other arm, but 23 seconds as they go back to neutral.
And I think a lot of people anticipated this would either be over by now or Nick will be up big. Woodley,
I'm impressed by
looking
Woodley.
Great right now.
Yeah. I mean, he got in on an attack. He got a turn from parterre.
Yeah, the guts would really impress me. Catching Bo's legs there, not letting him take the outright lead here at the end of the period. We're heading to break with Bo Nickel leading on criteria. 4-4. So all twos all around.
Woodley, no stranger to Fargo either, a 3-time AA here from North Allegheny.
Representing Team PA.
North Allegheny, Pennsylvania. Bo from Texas to PA, Woodley from PA to Oklahoma, where you see Eric Guerrero and Michael Leitner in his corner, the coaches at the Oklahoma Regional Training Center.
And then Kale and Casey Cunningham in Bo Nickel's corner. And I think our DJ's wanting a little more out of the crowd here. We just kicked it up to Avicii as we get the second period started. Nickel looks like he wants Woodley to come to him. Not surprising. Bo's an excellent counter wrestler, but his lefty high C was phenomenal all senior season long. I mean, he just repeatedly took down Zilmer with it in the U.S. Open Finals. I'm not sure that Nickel ever got a chance to wrestle Woodley in folk style.
Woodley beat Christian Brunner in the U23 Best of 3 series in Akron.
So Nickel just kind of hanging out there in parterre for getting the takedown. Under 2 minutes remaining in this first match spot at the U23 World Championships. Those are in Budapest, Hungary, from October 28th to November 3rd. I'm not sure what day 92 is wrestling. We're also going to have another one of these in Greco. Actually, I believe there's 2 in Greco. Shot caught there by Bo.
Yeah, 55 Greco.
And then Schultz, correct? 130.
So kind of a slower pace to open the second period. Shot from outside by Woodley, blocked off by Bo.
Final 75 seconds here. Pulling up the schedule for U23s. The winner here would wrestle on October 29th. Would be their day to try to make the finals, and then medal matches and repechage would be the next day on the 30th. Nickel doesn't look terribly interested in kind of blowing this one open. Looks like trying to just win the match and move on here.
Any idea if Russia and Iran, there's a knee pick attempt, ends up in rear standing, and another 2 for Nickel, 8-4 lead now, looking for a gut to the left side and gets it, 10-4. Did Iran and Russia determine any other U23 teams?
Yeah, and they also, but Russia also does, like, they still do university, so I don't know if they, if they kind of do 2 separate things for that.
Well, Russia's so deep that they have hammers at either one. I mean, whoever Russia's rep is for U23s will be very, very strong. Iran, on the other hand, at some weights they have really, really, they're deep at most weights.
Sure.
Most of them will be good, but they might be light at a couple. Did they determine their team? Low ankle attack. And now that's looking more like Bo Nickel, looking for that gut to the left again. And it'll be an 8-point win in match 1 for Bo Nickel, who goes a match up. Good performance by Woodley early, all Nickel thereafter. 8-0 in the second period. After a 4-4 first. We'll get into our...
Yeah, and real quick before we get into that, looking back at last year, 92 kilos, Azerbaijan beat Russia in the finals at 92, so...
And that was Zabarov, and Zabarov had a good year. Just took bronze the other day at Dogu.
Well, he, I believe he was the one that caught the ire of Jaden Cox and got finger wagged. As we get some highlights from this match here. But Bo closing it out, takes a 1-0 lead in the series. And again, match 2 will be after the 145-pound finals. So let's get to the junior freestyle finals here, William. Coming out first in the red singlet out of St. Charles, Illinois, Daniel Sheen, a rising sophomore at Montini Catholic High School, a perennial power.
Yeah, and he's actually cadet eligible, but electing to wrestle up.
Also the only rising sophomore, the only class of 2022 guy in the junior finals. Taking on Brandon O'Brien out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. He'll be a junior at Linn-Mar High School in the fall here in a couple weeks. A guy who has been around the scene for a long time. You know, a guy coming up when he was younger. Someone that we all anticipated to be very good. Now here he is in the finals, and we are ready to go here. O'Brien still eligible for the Junior Triple Crown after winning Folkstyle Nationals back in March, I believe it was. March or April.
Sheen from Montini, Illinois, traditional power there. Had a good spring, winning Greco-Roman at Flow Nationals.
Ended up being the Pan Am rep.
At Pan Am rep, as he was second in freestyle at Flow Nationals. He was fourth at Akron in both styles. And I'll tell you what, his cadet run, or his cadet ledger in Akron was very, very strong. He beat Volk in that tournament, who we saw win the cadet Fargo title yesterday. And Sheen trying to drag around, and then
assassin attempt or neck wrench there. They're going to offer 2. So Sheen with a 2-0 lead right now. As O'Brien trying to come around. Couldn't fight through that neck wrench. And Sheen going to come out on top, but again, he already had the 2. So no additional points there.
I had a good old time with Sheen's dad last night at a local establishment. We might have had a beer or 2.
Soda pop.
His father, Charlie. I'm just kidding. His dad's not Charlie Sheen.
So this one, these two actually wrestled at junior duels, and Sheen took that one 8-0 and already holding a 2-0 lead here. A minute 40 into this one. Sheen did an excellent job holding center. When I saw Izzy after Flow Nationals, I believe it was a week later at the U.S. Open, he said Daniel Sheen followed the plan to a T from last year to this year, and now Pan Am rep, placed very high at Akron, and now here in the Fargo finals, holding a 2-0 lead, looking to extend it on Brandon O'Brien. O'Brien, who trains with TJ Siebold, who's in his corner right now trying to fight off the shot from Sheen, and is able to successfully do so. Now they're hanging on their knees here, and I think they're probably going to stalemate it soon.
Yeah, you think about Izzy Style and Montini, and then Siebold on the other side.
2 power.
2 premier clubs.
And then Linn-Mar has a very excellent history on the individual level, at least. Produced a number of high-level guys. Final 15 seconds here of this first period. Just the 2-0 lead for Sheen diving in on legs. Nothing coming of it, though. And unless we get like a late duck or something, it looks like Daniel Sheen of Illinois will take a 2-0 lead over Brandon O'Brien of Iowa into the break. Taking a look at how these two got here. Sheen.
There you see 2 former D1 wrestlers from Illinois with Sheen. It's Ricky Robertson and Kevon Powell.
How about this, Will? Sheen, this will be the first time he's wrestled in the second period this tournament. A couple 12-1 techs, 10-0 and 11-0. O'Brien, you saw the semi-flash on the screen beating Samuel Hayes of Illinois 16-8, and then 12-1 tech and a 10-0 tech. So pretty dominant roads here. These guys clearly seem like the 2 best. O'Brien was in my preview, I had him pegged as the pre-tournament favorite, not knowing that Sheen was going to be here. He wasn't listed among Illinois' Fargo qualifiers and wasn't in the roster that USA Wrestling put out. So Sheen, I wonder if that was a late decision for him to come. But either way, once I saw him in the bracket, I knew he was going to be problems for everybody.
He might have been listed as a cadet and then decided last moment to switch to juniors.
Go up. Illinois, of course, in first in the team race, once again winning junior freestyle. I know they won last year. I'd have to go back and look to see.
Shot from outside by Sheen, trying to work up. Now has an ankle trap, but shin wizard by O'Brien.
And this is a position we've seen so much this freestyle season. Guys kind of sitting on their head, and then you see him ended up getting Sheen grounded there. They're going to blow it dead. Illinois has locked up their third consecutive junior men's freestyle title.
It's not often you see a 2-0 lightweight match in freestyle in the second period.
Well, pretty good defense from these guys, I would say.
Sheen trying to extend his lead here. He's been in a couple times recently, but hasn't been able to finish. Now he's going to try to come out the back door with O'Brien draped over top as he goes to a crotch lock now.
Sheen has been much more effective at getting to the legs this match than O'Brien has to really kind of control the pace in that way. No exposure yet there. Under a minute to go here, Will. O'Brien trying to take the lead on criteria here by exposing. Oh, Sheen's got him in the air. He's going to send him for a ride.
And Sheen not able to convert again, and we're at a position now where it's been Sheen doing almost all the work, but O'Brien is just one takedown away from leading on criteria.
Final 30 seconds now, Will. O'Brien's got cleared out of this 2-on-1.
You know, last year this weight class was won by a cadet eligible guy in Joey Fisher.
Well, all of the best guys at duels were cadet eligible. Every single guy that had 2 losses or less cadet duels was
one blue.
Cadet eligible.
O'Brien still needs a takedown. His shot is sprawled on by Sheen. Sheen drops into a shot. Crotch lock by O'Brien, but he didn't have any footing to use his legs, and it's going to be Danny Sheen taking home our first junior freestyle Fargo title, 2-1 over Brandon O'Brien. These next two matches, I guess all of them are awesome. I'm really looking forward to the next two.
I'm expecting Sheen to try to double up. Another thing I was really happy about as we see some highlights, that was the only score of the match right there off that neck wrench, was that for the first time in 6 years, Will, the number of competitors went up for Junior 100, which is something that I noticed has been going down, 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 as we get a shot of Sheen with the Marine holding his stop sign. And then we'll head up to 106 pounds after this.
Paul to the second place mat, please. Paul to the second place mat. Ladies and gentlemen,
two nationally ranked guys here, number 5 and number 6. Andre Gonzalez in the red in your picture, ranked number 5 in the country for Powerhouse Poway. Always impressed by the talent at Poway. puts out. And Blake West from Owatonna, Minnesota, another school that has a long history of success.
And another Seabolt guy, although he is a Minnesota guy, as you can see, has the Seabolt headgear on. So we got number 5 versus number 6.
Yeah, and I wrote in the preview that one of these guys, there was 4 top 6 guys, or 4 top 6 guys at this weight class, and both will be juniors next year in high school, and it sets a good foundation for college scouts to look at and think of as, hey, these guys, you know, when they get to, they're small, but as they get to 13 and 20, maybe they're a solution. Maybe they're a guy we need to look at as a career 25-pounder. Both of them have been very successful, as is reflected in their national rankings.
West, your Northern Plains champ this year, as well as your Folkstyle Nationals champ this year. Owatonna's got a pretty good history here in Fargo, right, Will?
Yes, they do.
1 minute in, still just the 2 from Gonzalez.
Gonzalez was 3rd in California this year. Of course, California just with 1 class. A nice transition there as he got through the hands defense, found an angle, and drove right through it. Gonzalez 3rd in California single class. The 2 in front of him was Richie Figueroa and Jack Joffrey, who were ranked
it's not
at
a
the
bad
time
weight.
like 1 and 5 in the country. Yeah.
And Gonzalez has just looked lights out all freestyle season. Western Regional champs staying on West. Now, we didn't get a chance to see Gonzalez in Akron, which was a little disappointing. 1 point for Gonzalez there. So we get a look at the semis results. West over Kenny Sales, who had an excellent run at junior duels. And then Gonzalez with the last-second winner for Eli Griffin last night. That was an excellent semi. I recommend you go back and watch that as West finishes the takedown here. Now looking for the lace. Trailing 5-2, but he can make it 5-4 here. He's got plenty of room to work.
And a lot of time.
40 seconds here.
(5-4) after a takedown on the lace for West. You saw that Andre Gonzalez beat Eli Griffin. He was one of the high-ranked guys. Dunnigan was a FloNats runner-up.
Dunnigan, man, was up 8 or 9-0 and Joey Fisher in that FloNats finals.
Yes, he was, and it was Dunnigan came in at number 7. Eli Griffith came in at number 9, and both were on Gonzalez's side of the bracket. So Gonzalez going through the tougher side of the bracket.
Take a look at their Akron. West ended up losing to Joey Fisher as we get a second look here at some of the shots from Gonzalez. But then West fighting all the way back for 3rd, including the win over Dunnigan. Man, look at the shots from Gonzalez. Very clean. And then good re-attack here by West. Right into the lace.
1 point margin, 5-4 to start our second period.
Gonzalez putting up points here. $59 points in 6 matches. Headlock, my goodness, Willie. But West's gonna roll it through.
4-2, I would imagine.
Now he's got that bar into the claw. Looking for a modified gut situation here. Trying to take it the other way.
Ooh, I thought that was exposure. Not called. 9-5 as we go neutral, and you know, I'd give the edge. You think of the Minnesota tradition and the California tradition, I think, is pretty much on display here, with one being really good parterre and one being a little bit more dominant. Look at that cutback attempt, but doesn't go.
So we get a nice replay of that headlock and the roll through. But West trying to tie it up. Now he'll be trailing on criteria after the headlock, but going back to that bar claw, Gonzalez almost hipping over.
I'll tell you, a lot of effort for Gonzalez and parterre D, because that was, you know, West has put together really good turn attempts. Duck, rear standing, takedown for Gonzalez.
That was clean. One of our cameramen just looked over at us like, yeah, we're pulling that clip. 11-7 now, 122 remaining. California currently in 6th with 32, Minnesota in 8th with 29. So both top 10 teams here, and man, it seems like they might have left some points on the table based on the rosters. Obviously, you know, a guy like Ryan Sokol isn't here for Minnesota because he's going to Cadet Worlds, as West takes shot. Another headlock. This one does not. West does not get a chance to roll through.
Man, and if Gonzalez can polish this off, 8-point lead now with a minute to go. What a nice tournament for him.
That's a heck of a headlock.
He beat number 9, he beat number 7, and this would be number 6.
It's a good run.
That's a great run. And, you know, at 106 all combined, we had really solid, really good participation across both age groups. We had 4 ranked guys in the bracket here at juniors. And then you had also number 16, Trevor Anderson, did not place, but he was here. And then we had Danny Sheen, which went down and he won 100. He was ranked. And then Volk over Horwath.
That was your cadet 100 final.
In the cadet, so.
Now look, you're number 1,
guys.
Steve Pullen, he's going to Cadet Worlds. You're number 4, Corey Land, he's going to Cadet Worlds.
Right.
Pulling for Freestyle, Land for Greco. So, you know, reasonable that those guys aren't there.
And number 14, Mark Anthony McGowan.
Yeah, also going. So 3 of your top 15 guys, you know, including 2 of the top 5. Understandable why they're not here.
And you know what? Number 17 was also here. Clarence Moore.
So back to action now. 45 seconds remaining. A takedown would finish it off for Gonzalez. I wonder if he's going to try to hit that headlock again. Why not? Let it rip, huh?
I don't know. With 8-point lead, 30 seconds, I don't know. I'm probably playing it safe, Gnomes.
Yeah, it's kind of what he's doing. Backing up a little bit. Catching that shot. They're probably going to, if he does it one more time, they're probably going to stop it.
Right.
Underhook. West kind of walking him over towards the zone. Gonzalez tried grounding himself, but there's a throw. That's going to do it. Andre Gonzalez, your champ. I love one of the coolest things always, no matter what, is watching kids win Fargo for the first time and how jacked up they get.
Impressive performance by Andre Gonzalez. So, Nomad, we had between cadet and juniors of the 20 ranked guys, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys participate.
Yep.
3 of them are going to Worlds, so that's understandable. 1 of them wrestled at Pan Am, so that's understandable. And Well, one of them's hurt. Maximus Martinez has been injured all year. So good, strong participation, all things considered.
And Gonzalez beating 3 ranked guys. The rising junior at Poway. Excited to see him on maybe big board of prospect ranking after this. But Willie, we got a quick call to bullpen here. We got a guest coming in, right, Will?
Yeah. Colonel Dave Fallon of the U.S. Marines, sponsor here from the Marine Corps. As we move to 113 pounds. Drake Ayala in the blue, Nico Provo in the red from Connecticut, and we have Colonel Fallon from the U.S. Marines Corps, title sponsor of Fargo Cadet and Junior Nationals, and also the title sponsor for many USA Wrestling. U.S. Open, yeah. Talk a little bit about your sponsorship and your commitment to wrestling from the U.S. Marines Corps.
Yeah, Willie. So the Marine Corps has just recognized that everything that the wrestling community develops within its young men and women are precisely the types of things that we're looking for, and you know, it just kind of led us to want to further that type of development that you all already have the lead on, because what we believe is that these young men and women, you know, they seek challenge, and you know, unfortunately, you know, you can't wrestle your entire life, or you can, but you can't necessarily compete. So they're going to be looking for that next challenge in their life. We want it to be the United States Marine Corps.
And what kind of do you have success in recruiting former wrestlers, getting them into the Corps?
Yeah, we really do, Willie. It's amazing. You would think, you might think otherwise, but it is. We'll have smokers, unit smokers where, we just roll out the mats, and it is not uncommon at all to see the guys that have wrestling experience, and you can get some really competitive, competitive goes at it. So we really do find that wrestlers are overrepresented compared to other sports.
So overrepresented, and then once they get into the Corps, you find that they perform well.
They thrive, absolutely. I have a wrestling background. I can tell you.
Tell us about that.
Well, not a very winning one, but one nonetheless. But no, I grew up wrestling, wrestled all through high school, wrestled into college, and kind of like what I was talking about. That was a nice takedown.
That was nice. He hit that a couple times in the semifinals. It was a great semifinal. I'll tell you, Colonel Fallon with it was Nico Provo from Connecticut against a kid from Alaska that I had never heard of, and that's the beauty. You get, you don't often see a Alaska-Connecticut matchup, and that one was ultra competitive.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because literally over on the third place match just a minute ago, there was a Connecticut-Alaska match.
That's right, right? So you've been around. I saw you at the U.S. Open. You follow the sport rather closely. Do you have any favorites?
Well, at this level. Probably regionally, right? Like here,
sure.
I'm from New England, so
you're pulling a little bit for Provo.
Yeah, but what I do right now is I recruit in Iowa, so I can get behind Drake.
Yeah, Drake. I tell you, Drake has been on a sort of trajectory that we have seen. He seems destined for very high success. He has a very good motor. And Provo, on the other hand, he only recently emerged. He went to Flow Nationals, where he was high placer in both freestyle and Greco, and he's sort of got a kind of guy that's just emerging. So a really good matchup that we were all sort of anticipating here.
Yeah, that's. Just the level of competition across the country that you see now is monumentally, better than 20 years ago, and frankly, I think that Flow has a lot to do with that. Just bringing it to a broader market.
We try, and certainly, we talk about our greats in the sport. We know the history of the sport, but I think without question, you can see that these kids are just so much more advanced than we were 20 years
Yeah.
ago or 30 years ago. And
What do you attribute that to?
I think it's more. I'd like to think regional training centers are one thing. More the professionalization. I mean, there's guys from Alabama to Alaska that have full-time. Their full-time job is to run a club, so they have individualized instructions. That they get to be better coaches. They coach their athletes better than they ever have before. Maybe flow with technique stuff or other video places that you can find technique stuff. I also think when they reintroduced or started back up Cadet Worlds, I think it really showed the kids, and that they saw Yanni win a world title at age 15, and so then the 10 and 12-year-olds said, hey, I can do something on the world level, even in like a year or two, a couple years. And here comes Drake Ayala. The book on Drake, I mean, he's about as skilled as anybody, but that edge might be his gas tank. He really excels in the second period. And I almost think it might be a mental thing now where, the first period can almost relax, and the second period, knowing that going to the second period, I'm going to turn it up a gear.
Exactly why the Marine Corps is looking for these types of kids is, they have the endurance, the explosion, the commitment. That's like not the kid who lays down in the third period, right, so to speak.
Yeah. I tell you, and we talk about the level of wrestling being accelerated at a younger and younger age. I think it's fairly evident in the men, but in the women, it's night and day from where they came from 10 years ago. It's they're getting really good, really young, and here goes Ayala with a series of leg laces, and that's going to be it. The tech for Ayala. He gets back to the top of the podium where he was a couple years ago. Drake Ayala over Nico Provo, but for Provo, doesn't have to hang his head too much after a very good spring where he was a Northeast Regional champ. Excellent breakout performance at Flow Nationals. Continues that trend here in Fargo with a runner-up finish. Good job by Nico Provo in Connecticut. New England gets a finalist.
Yeah, we'd take either or we'd take both. So we'll look for them in a couple years when they when they're ready for us.
So you're based in you're based in Iowa now.
I'm in Chicago, but I oversee recruiting throughout the Midwest. So Fort Dodge, where Ayala's from, is I know that area very well.
Do you get to go to any wrestling events during the year, college duels or anything?
Yeah, I sure do. I get out from time to time, and whether it's with colleges or actually I do a lot of women's.
Yeah.
Within Oklahoma, of course, we've hosted WCWA championships down there. So to your point, the women's wrestling's really come along. I've been able to see that over the last couple of years, and it is amazing. It's a great thing for the entire sport, I think. But do
you have a preference? I prefer freestyle over folk style. Do you have any preference?
Yeah, I think I prefer folk style. Number one, I'm a lot more familiar with it, and probably because it tends to get a little bit more mainstream coverage.
It does.
So it's more available to us. So that's just my opinion on that. But
yeah, I think the folk style season with the cadence and it actually having a real season that makes you more invested in it.
Yeah.
But we'll do our introduction here. Jacason Burks. He is going to be a senior at Omaha Burke High School in Nebraska. He's a returning champ, or not a returning champ. He won last year in cadet. And he is facing off against Anthony Moulton from Illinois, a guy that just graduated and will go to Old Dominion. Nice drag there by Jacason, but good hustle by Moulton. He doesn't give it up, and now he's rear standing. Can they get his supporting point down? He does, and he opens the scoring. Moulton, you know, he's always had the ability, and he'd be up and he'd be down, and he'd wow you, and then he'd lose a match that you didn't think he'd lose, but he is certainly clicking on all cylinders. He just looked ultra impressive the entire tournament.
Yeah, I think that's the second kid in 2 years from Illinois that has made the trek down to Old Dominion, actually.
Yeah, Steve Martin has a good track record in Illinois. Had an All-American from Illinois a couple years ago with Jack Deckow. And that speed by Moulton gets him another two. You know, in terms of preference, he goes right over top. You don't see that often. Another two for Moulton. He's up to a 6-0 lead. Moulton, man, he got to be in contention for most outstanding. He's been a spark plug. But there was a time when the freestyle rules left a lot to be desired as Burks gets on the board. But now I think the rules are such that there's always continuous action.
Sure.
And there's a difference maker for Burks. He has a world-class gut, made a cadet world team last year in Greco. You know those Greco guys have excellent guts. And just like that, Burks is back in front, 6-6 on criteria. What's next for you, Colonel?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm sure the Marine Corps has got a big plan. They're going to send me. They'll show me another side of the world that I probably haven't seen just yet. But
have you? How many years has it been now? It's been quite a while that you've been associated with USA Wrestling.
Yeah, we've been working together for the Marine Corps has been partnered with USA Wrestling for the last 4 years.
4 years.
And you know, it's been a great partnership for us, and it's been great to be a part of. I mean, when you look at what USA Wrestling and the national team the world team really has accomplished over that time period, it's been great, and it's been a great ride for the Marine Corps to be to be a part of that too.
Sure. I think there's sort of a natural fit for the athletes and the qualities that wrestlers possess, and a military background. And I think there's a good crossover between, I don't know, sort of the wrestling tradition and patriotism.
Absolutely, and there are so many coaches that even come up to me that are here, and they're former Marines. I mean. And they really do embrace it. I mean, you look at Moulton right here on his singlet. He has the Marine Corps emblem. On the state of Illinois singlets for this competition, they've got the Marine Corps emblem. So, I think that the wrestling community has really embraced that partnership and that relationship. So it's been great to see.
I just got a text message from one of my wrestling buddies, his name's Corby. He's from Illinois. He said that Old Dominion will have 11 kids on the team, on the roster this year from Illinois.
Well, there you go. I didn't even know that.
You nailed it when you said they've been having success with the Illinois guys. Wild first period, 8-6, 14 points put up in 3 minutes, and Jacason's in on a single. Now, Jacason's also committed, but he still has one more year of high school before him. He matriculates to Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State has a lot of young talent committed at the lightweights.
These kids are really active right here.
They just keep going, don't they? It's one thing to know the techniques. It's another thing to chain wrestle as quickly as they do. It's just very impressive. Any favorite senior level athletes? Do you like the Jordan Burroughs and Kyle Snyders, or?
Well, I was just talking with Rich Bender here a little while ago, talking about the upcoming, Olympics and how how we're only going to have 6 competitors in freestyle, right? And you just start rattling off the Snyders, the Dakes, the Burrows, the Derringers, you name it, and you're like, wow, they're all amazing to watch, and so not really one in particular, but they're just all great to watch right now.
It's sort of a special time in my opinion. We went as a country, and I think a lot of it is to the media that's paid a little bit more attention to the international styles. Look at this. A bundle for Moulton, and he gets the better of a 50-50 position, but now Jacason counters with a 4 of his own, and just like that we have 2 lead changes. There's back to that gut for Jacason, elbow to elbow, and it is tough. Another 2. Illinois in the meantime is going to throw the challenge block, and we'll see what we get here. As it stands, the scoreboard says 16-11, 27 points with still a quarter of the match to go. We'll see what we get with the review. I thought that it was probably scored correctly, but it's a special time. I feel we went through a period. Some of it, we had to rebuild. We went through a long stretch where we got one, maybe 2 medals in freestyle per year, which just doesn't cut it as far as United States expectation goes. And then we've seen this sort of rebirth, and I think a lot of that is because of Rich Bender and the decisions that he has made in restructuring our system. But such is life now in America. We have such young talent and depth that, I mean, look at Dake and Derringer have to wrestle off. They're probably the number 1, number 2 guy in the world.
I know. Yeah, there really is, and to your point earlier about the RTCs and their impact on youth wrestling, really, and the level of coaching and specialization, that sort of thing. It's I think that there's a lot of reasons for everything that you're talking about, and RTCs are one of them.
Sure. Moulton with a Jacason trying to readjust there, and Moulton inside trips, and I believe that was called a 4. Then Burks countered, and we'll see what they come back with. First, the chair, they're just starting to look at this now, I believe. The chair had to get his score all situated and figured out, and now they're taking it to the jury. It's Zach Arrett and Casey Gessel taking a look at the replay.
Do you think are they challenging the initiation of the move?
I'm not sure what they threw up. I'm not sure. I believe that Moulton's was called a 4. I don't quite recall what the score was before that sequence. We're going to go 4 blue, 2 red, and 2 red, which I thought that was what they called. They're giving the brick back, which means Moulton's corner won that challenge.
And the challenge was sustained.
No change on the scoreboard yet.
Try to get somebody over there.
I don't think they're done scoring in this match, by the way. Oh, there we go.
That's true. So, okay, 2 taken back off of Burke. So it's 14-11, and like you said, there's probably plenty of scoring going around anyway. Burke's in on a shot immediately. Walking Moulton to the edge. He's going to get 1, if not 2. Just the 1. 15-11. Do you have a particular favorite college team?
I got to be honest. I like what Penn State does.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. They certainly have a entertaining brand of style right now. Takedown by Moulton cuts the deficit again. Just a one takedown match.
They put up a lot of points, and they're always looking to score. And it's been good to watch them, rebuild that program over the last decade. It's nice.
Counter from out in front off an errant shot, and we're all tied up. Though Moulton has the lead, he's into a lace, and another two. 17-15. Burks has 26 to work. $32 points by these guys. Shot from space for Burks. Moulton collar ties, blocking off, staying on the edge. Burks is going to get a push out with two. A caution is offered. Caution in one, 17-16 with 1 second left. And Anthony Moulton is going to win this over Jason Burks. Excellent bout. And another chant for Illinois that gives them two already. I don't know why. They didn't run the second off there. They did. And now it's official. What a great bout. That was fun, wasn't it?
That was a lot of excitement right there. That was great.
Are you sticking around with us, Colonel? I don't know how much time you got.
No, I got to get going, but I really appreciate you taking the time. And
also, it's great talking wrestling with you. How long are you in town for?
Just till today, and then
till today.
Then I'll be off. But no, it's great, Fargo, great venue, and USA Wrestling does a great job. The venue does a great job, and we're just happy to be a part of of this and helping developing wrestling and developing these young men and women into who they're going to become.
Well, I think I speak for a lot of people when I say thank you for taking interest in the sport we love so dearly. Thank you for supporting and sponsoring our young ladies and young men. And I know I'm speaking for everybody when I say thank you for everything that you do for our country.
Great. Appreciate it, Will. Take care, all right, bud?
Thank you. Well, Nomad, what a match that was, huh?
Ah, goodness. They're trying to set a high score.
Representing Team Ohio, coming to the red corner, Angelo Rini.
All right, we got 126 pounds here. Angelo Rini of Team Ohio, a graduated senior heading to Columbia, has already been training in New York for a few 6 weeks or so.
Now, Nomad, you do not get to the Ohio State Big School Finals by accident. That means you're good.
Yes.
That means you're really good, right?
Typically, yeah.
But is Rini one of the biggest surprises to reach this platform?
Yeah, I in my preview, I didn't have him finish in top 4. I thought he could play, certainly. But the parterre is what really has impressed me, especially in the semifinal. Meanwhile, he's going to be taking on Ethan Miller.
What do I have him ranked? 18th?
Yeah, number 18, a rising junior at Park Hill High School, training with Greater Heights in Kansas City. On the shot there is Rini, and man, this is where he's been best all weekend. He's got a good lace, folks. He might finish it on off 4-0 already. Plenty of room to work. 6-0 now. And wouldn't this be great for Coach Tonelli if Rini can close this one out?
And excellent job by my old pal Mike Kolzicki, who runs the Wrestling Factory.
Rini's a Wrestling Factory kid.
And Kolzicki was a St. Ed's wrestler back in my heyday.
Good shot there by Miller. Trying to cut that lead. And you're going to make it 6-2.
Miller, have you seen Miller's Twitter recently?
No, is it out of pocket?
It's not out of pocket, but he doesn't have front teeth. I don't know if he lost them during this tournament, but
They got knocked out.
I know what he wants for Christmas.
Daggone it. Now,
Miller, one of two Miller boys that are ranked. His brother Cal is also ranked.
mhm.
And his teammate Trey Crawford is also ranked and here having a good tournament. Rini, man, nice leg attack. I don't know how Miller defended that. But there again, we talked about Montini. We've seen Poway. Now we're seeing a St. Ed's versus Park Hill guy.
Park Hill, excellent program in Missouri.
Excellent
Obviously,
program.
St. Ed's historically dominant.
You would say, yeah, maybe the best program in the history of each state, maybe.
Yeah, sure. Now, Rini, who's in on the shot here. Man, Miller doing a good job after that initial flurry fending off Rini's attacks. Rini was up a weight at Central Regional, wrestled 132 and finished second. He didn't actually wrestle in the final, though, got dinged up. So pretty good freestyle season for him before he heads into his freshman year with Columbia. Miller still uncommitted as of now. And, man, I'm kind of mad at Ethan Miller because he's from Parkville, Missouri, and I'm from Parkville, Maryland, so he's from the fake Parkville. But I'll let it slide because he's in the Fargo finals.
How these boys get here, we'll get to that at the break.
We might have one more flurry here. But it looks like we're going to head into the break with Angelo Rini of Team Ohio up 6-2 over Ethan Miller of Missouri. What do you got for us? We'll have Miller get here.
Ethan Miller beat Vinny Marchand of New York, Garrett Kuchin of Virginia, Camden Russell, a tough kid out of Nebraska, Tim Levine, a ranked wrestler from California, Braden Littell, a ranked wrestler from Indiana, and Jaden Gomez, who had an excellent tournament. He was a surprise semifinalist. Rini.
Oh, Rini. Listen to these scores he's putting up here, Will.
Yeah.
Last three matches, 15, 16, 23 points, including the semi. We just flashed the semi against Wyatt Henson. Scored the last...
He might have
14 points. He scored the last 14 points of the match and won 23-13.
That was a gut.
Yeah.
That was a trap arm gut in a match he was trailing. Look at that knee pick.
He scored 86 points in 6 matches to get here, has 6, and is leading. However, Miller trying to take the lead on criteria here with this standing lace. I love a good standing lace.
Watch his back.
Good job by Rini catching that left ankle, now hanging on to it, and probably going to blow it dead here. So Rini can hold on to the 6-4 lead. 92 points in 7 matches. That is over 13 points a match, Will. Not too shabby. Man, what do you do with these 126 rankings, though? Obviously, Rini graduated senior, Miller a rising junior. Those are probably going to be a mess this week. Rini catching, and again, going right into that lace, man. You got to love the way that he catches both of those legs together and goes right into his lace, and he's Miller's in danger of getting finished off here, 12-4. Plenty of room to go. And that's going to do it. Angelo Rini.
He has match-ending parterre.
100 points in 7 matches. Excellent parterre. Congratulations to Rini. Congratulations to Coach Dinelli in Columbia. Congratulations to Mike Kolzicki in Wrestling Factory. Excellent run by Ethan Miller. But, man, Angelo Rini, maybe the most impressive parterre of the tournament.
Unbelievable. He was trailing in his semi, match-ending trap arm. He's in a tight match in the finals, match-ending lace. Excellent performance. Back-to-back by 2 kids that you might have picked to place, but didn't expect to win. Moulton and
No.
Rini, and both
Now, graduated seniors, right? Graduated seniors
Yep.
are always the X factor in Fargo, both in terms of team score and in the individual brackets.
Absolutely true, Nomad.
And it actually, so 11 of our 30 finalists, 11 of them, over a third, graduated seniors.
And you like that. I don't know why more. I mean, I know the excuse why or the rationale why. You know, they're going to college early, but
Especially for redshirting, though.
yeah, get your butt here to Fargo.
Wrestling for the championship at 132 pounds, representing
We got another Ohio boy coming up here. Michael Burnett. We call him Mick Burnett around here, out of Elyria, Ohio. A rising senior, class 2020 at Elyria. This will be a rematch of last year's Cadet 126 final, as
Won
Dom
by
Serrano. Yeah, Dom Serrano will be coming out in the blue singlet of Team Colorado. Serrano, Nebraska commit, a rising senior at Windsor High School. Windsor, for a small school, is damn good.
They are damn good with the Von Bowers, and Isaiah Salazar is committed to Minnesota. Mick Burnett, one of the best uncommitted guys in the country in the junior or the class of 2020.
Yeah, I would really like to see his list because, man,
I would too.
There's no way Ohio State has room for him. They'd love to have him. They're stocked to the gills at this weight.
They're the stock to the gills at every weight. That's why.
That's true.
You know that we're going to see a kid coming up, Patty Gallagher, that people are wondering where he's going to go, and the logical thing might be Ohio State because he's from Ohio. But man, their cupboard's pretty full.
Yeah, where's he going to fit in? I mean, again, right? You'd love to have him. You'd love to have all these amazing kids, but see how it goes. We're going to get a passive here, 40 seconds in. Serrano committed to Nebraska. Nebraska's lightweights having an excellent tournament. Jeremiah Reno doing very good at 113. Serrano in the finals here at 32, and then Ridge Lovett coming up next in the finals at 138.
Yeah, and for Serrano, you know, you have to be thinking if he wins this, blast double, beautiful.
That is what
Nice
makes
level change, blast double.
Dom Serrano such a dangerous prospect. We saw it, man, right into the lace to make it 4-0. I think the last one head was out.
I love him.
When he came to FloNats, right, we saw it, got guys up off the mat. And then he got in the freestyle season, did very well at Akron, obviously won Fargo. And you see it because he's able to get guys off the mat. You can't scramble with him. You can't go and crack down.
I mean, look at his last batch of majors. It's been, you know, like Akron 4th, Fargo 1st, Flo Nationals 1st.
Yeah, great ledger.
Akron 3rd. His only loss was to Mendez in a tie bout.
Oh, yeah, we got tossed, the 5 from Mendez.
And now he's back here in the finals. So for Serrano, a win here might mean a ticket to who's number 1. He's currently ranked number 2.
Number 3.
Number 3 behind Mendez is 2, and no, he's number 2 because
You just took somebody out, though.
yeah. But, well, Bartlett's moving up to 38.
Right, Bartlett currently number 1. Will be moving up to 38. Still 4-0 here. 42 seconds to go. Shot attempt from Burnett, and I think this is why this is such a tough matchup for Burnett. He's going to have trouble generating enough offense against Serrano. Mick Burnett can obviously generate offense. Serrano, you know he's going to get 4, 6, 8 points. And I don't know that Burnett can match him skill for skill there.
Misdirection, and he chases him down to go up 6-0.
My
Huge
goodness.
comeback win for Burnett in his semi.
Oh, that was an awesome match.
That was against Moshe, I believe. Moshe Schwartz of Colorado.
It was, in fact, 6-4, and there's another gut wrench, 8-0. Serrano might finish it off here. He's got 10 seconds and plenty of room. They're in the center of the mat, but it looks like they're just going to head to the break. No, they'll do it.
A trap arm.
Dom Serrano once again
goes back to back, and I don't believe. Let's see what Serrano's scores were. Serrano, 10-0 Tech, 10-0 Tech, 12-2 Tech, 10-0 Tech, 12-1 Tech. That's a pin, isn't it? And a 10-0.
He gave up 3 points in 7 matches. It's good.
70-3. That'll work.
That's very good.
And up next, we'll have his future teammate, Ridge Lovett. And it'll be interesting to see what Nebraska does
With the lightweights.
with the lightweight talents they have in their room, with Alex Thompson coming off red shirt, Ridge Lovett stepping on campus, Serrano coming to campus the following year. They had a good, solid, true freshman campaign out of Jevon Parrish. One of the pound-for-pound best wrestlers in America, Josh Saunders of Missouri, in the red singlet.
Absolutely terrifying gut wrench.
Terrifying gut wrench. Among the best gut wrenches by any American.
Yeah.
At any age level.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Now, love it, a Greco guy, or at least not solely freestyle guy. Maybe one of the few guys who can handle it. We'll see.
Love it. A runner-up last year to who, Nomad?
Decatur, 13-8.
That's right.
Jordan Decatur.
See Saunders so powerful at this weight, controlling the center, pushing Lovett to the edge. Lovett tries to stay in bounds, but Saunders gets an opportunity then to get in on a shot. I think they white paddled it. They did. But you see how this is going to go. Saunders is going to collar tie, put his head buried in Lovett's shoulder. Lovett is going to have to make adjustments. You see him making a little bit of an adjustment there.
That was a nice throw by.
And going to a little throw by. And now Saunders isn't pressuring forward as much. There, he's back to it. They're going to go passive ridge. These guys, ear to ear thus far, really collegiate-like. Saunders now working with an underhook, and he's had Lovett in the zone for about the whole first minute.
One on the board there for Saunders as Lovett goes out.
Saunders kind of Iranian-esque this bout.
Saunders, you see, is a 49 for Cornell, Will?
I believe so, with the structure of their roster, although you could make the case that maybe the best thing for all of them, because Saunders is going to do an OTC year. And I'm pretty dang sure that Yanni's, I'm like 98% sure that Yanni's going to Olympic red shirt. And so when they come back from that, I think they're going to be out of the lineup for a little bit. So when they come back from that, I think you'll either see Saunders at 41 and Yanni at 49, or vice versa.
Yeah, good job on the chest strap here by Saunders, not giving up the takedown. Almost got the exposure. Love it. Caught both ankles, but
if you love it, you'd like to finish there. And Saunders lays off the pressure for now. Lovett doing a better job staying in center. And these guys are really battling ear to ear. Now we're going to see a passive. We're going to blow that dead. And I'm not sure what the call is. There was a red paddle up, maybe for passive. I'm not quite sure. We're down to 38 seconds. There's been no takedown, just a push up by Saunders, and I believe both guys have an attention. Duck, boot scoot, in on a single. Boy, was that beautiful. Can he climb up the leg?
both Lovett's shots have been excellent. That's going to be 2 on the edge.
1, 2. Let's see what they go. I think they went 1. They did go 1. Confirmed.
Man, Saunders got to have trouble at the last second on that one.
Yeah, he did. That was That had 4 potential, and Saunders only gave up the 1, so good by him. As we'll go to the break, just 1-1. These guys, I think they're like a notch above. You know what I mean? This is almost D1 starter quality right now.
Well, the two shots that Lovett has gotten in on he's scoring 2 on anybody else.
Yeah, for sure.
And on Lovett's end, to not let Saunders get on top, that's going to be the difference. Obviously, besides the fact that only getting step outs is really going to help him, but to not give Saunders an opportunity to get his gut wrench. And Saunders' coach wanting more out of the hand fight from him, which Lovett,
That's my man Cornell Robinson.
Yeah, the Idaho guys. Now, is Lovett an Ivan guy?
I don't believe so. He's Lovett was Post Falls. I'm not sure where that is. I should know where that is. Post Falls in the Panhandle, I believe.
Yeah. So, once again, Saunders has Lovett in the zone, over-under position here, and they're going to go passive, offered, and confirmed against Lovett.
Yeah, Lovett, Post Falls, up in the Panhandle. Ivan's down in the Boise area.
Not sure what the delay was for there.
You've seen, Saunders is one of the hardest wrestlers in the country to take down. He gets to that slide by. He almost had that earlier, but they called a stalemate.
He's going to finish this one here. Saunders' head's going to touch, and yeah, he's going to go down there. So 3-1 lead for Lovett, and a 3-point swing there as well, not giving up the shot clock point. So
Saunders is so good defensively. He's really hard to. A lot of his matches are low scoring.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't take a real high volume of shots, and he's also his defense is great.
I think he's bleeding here.
Positionally sound. So I knew coming in it's going to be tough for Lovett to take him down, but he's set himself up several times by elbow off and creating an angle, a slide by a couple times.
Yeah, it's controlling center, right? Extremely important skill, and Saunders has displayed it, but Lovett's been in on 3 attacks.
Saunders' head bleeding?
Yeah, they have an implement up there.
An implement. It's called a Q-tip.
No, it's a very large Q-tip.
It's a very large one-ended Q-tip.
Yes.
Probably with some sort of petroleum jelly.
Or antiseptic.
Maybe antiseptics involved. You saw.
Look at Lovett just hanging out right there watching them do this.
Yeah. You saw Lovett go to that slide by earlier, and now he gets it. This one converts, and we're at 3-1. And now Saunders goes back to that pressure. Second time Saunders has been in. Let's see if he can run through this. Standing single, trying to head wheel. Saunders trying to sit the corner on the opposite side.
Saunders dropped his head at the perfect time there, and that's going to be 2 there for the lace. When Lovett tried to hop back, Saunders dropped his head. Lovett had nowhere to go.
Well, Lovett tried to sit the corner on the opposite side.
Right, and then Saunders dropped his head,
right.
And it was just sit on his butt. We mentioned the lightweight talent here. Serrano getting first in the last match. Jeremiah Reno getting third. If Lovett's able to come back here, Nebraska's going to go home with 2 firsts and a third from this tournament.
Saunders in again. Whizzer over the top. We're hip to hip now.
Saunders going to win this one. He's got more horsepower there.
Oh, and Rich,
What?
did you see him slide the knee in?
He almost got that takedown.
Oh, that was crafty.
I got to see a different angle
So
of,
do I.
of how he got his knee over there. 24 seconds to go now. He knows the slide by's coming. Trying to keep his elbows back, looks like.
Boot scoot again by Lovett. Laid by Saunders. 7 seconds to go. Lovett, inside trip, too far away. Tries to load up. And Josh Saunders, great bout. Both guys were impressive, weren't they?
That was extremely high level. Although, you know, the previous few bouts might have been higher scoring and more entertaining. That was extremely high level wrestling.
Yes, sir. So Missouri has a champ. Is that their first one today? Yeah, Miller lost.
I believe it's their only other finalist.
Ridge Lovett
Idaho's only finalist.
has to settle for second place for 2 years in a row, much like Burnett.
Now, Lovett doesn't go right away for Nebraska this year, right?
Kicking the tires on it.
Really?
I don't think they ultimately do, but
Yeah, the other two guys incoming. And Saunders going to Cornell. They're going to have 3 All-Americans as well in Ethan Hatcher and Chris Foca, and then along with Saunders. Oh, this kid might be the story of the tournament that they're about to announce.
seriously.
So, as Saunders walks off the stage, they're going to bring a guy out to the right. His name is Anthony Echemendia. He is listed as Tucson, Arizona.
However,
he is a Cuban. I said emigre. I don't know if that's correct. He's from Cuba.
he's Cuban.
He's from Cuba. He's representing.
He's a Cuban citizen.
Yes.
He's Cuban. That makes him a Cuban.
Yes. He wrestled this year for Sunnyside High School, which is the same school that produced Roman Bravo Young, same school that Jesse Barr goes to. He went undefeated for them this year, but has, to my knowledge, never wrestled Folkestone in his life prior to that. And is now, a tremendous Cuban prospect in America.
And the word is he left Cuba. Guatemala might have been involved. I think he went to Guatemala for a year or two. And now he's here. And the word is that he wants to go to WCAP.
Interesting. Now he's taking on Victor Voinovich, who is in play for who's number 1 here, the Ohio boy in the white and blue singlet. Voinovich out of Brecksville.
Well, win or lose here. By the way, Voinovich has been ultra impressive. Me and Nomad talk about it all the time. We follow kids since they're in 7th, 8th grade. As Echemendia tries to run one down, he does.
That was smooth.
Beautiful gut. I mean, this is going to be a difference maker. His gut wrench. But we say it all the time. We follow kids from when they're little on up, and we knew Voinovich was coming, and you think they're going to be great, and then they maybe hit some bumps in the road, and you say, maybe he's not going to be that great, but then ultimately, without fail, it always happens. After those bumps in the road, you're like, yeah, he's really good.
He's here. He was just a hair faster than Joey Zargo in the semis, but now Echemendia.
I thought that was going to be a dogfight, and it turned out to be all Voinovich.
Now, on the flip side, Echemendia, who beat incoming Oklahoma State guy Chance McClain in the semis, Echemendia looks to be a hair faster than Voinovich here in the finals.
That's right.
So Echemendia, again, a 2019 guy. You mentioned that he wants, he's looking to go in WCAP. Voinovich, 2021 guy. Every school in the country's after him. So we'll see where he ends up. Still uncommitted as of now.
Echemendia also beat Derek Fix, who was ranked 7th after
Derek Fix?
Derek Fix. Did I say Derek Fix? Mm-hmm. That's because Derek Fix just texted me.
Okay.
Derek Fix is not ranked 7th at 145 pounds. He's ranked number 1 in my heart, though. But Derek Fields is ranked 7th, and Echemendia teched him 11-0, and that was the moment where everybody was like,
who's this guy?
Who is this kid?
Well, he's looked excellent here in the finals so far.
He also
lefty lead. Both these guys lefties. All lefty high C here. Good scramble from Echemendia, and that's going to be 8-0. The first real opportunity Voinovich has had, and Echemendia turns it into his points. But I think they're going to blow this one dead here.
Now, listen,
maybe not.
I ain't trying to throw no shade. And I ain't trying to take away from anybody's accomplishments. But because I was told he's 19, it's fine, he's of age, but they don't keep good records in Cuba.
I don't know, man. I think it's fine. I mean, Voinovich is going to go on to much bigger things than just Fargo. I think he'll be okay.
Well, yes.
He'll be upset if he loses the match.
Well,
if he's not able to come back here. But I know what you're saying.
On one hand. On the other hand, it's like, and I'm not saying he is too old. What I am saying, though, is don't say that, well, it's no big deal, he'll go on to bigger and better things. You can't say that if in fact he's going to have to say, well, I almost won Fargo, but I got beat by a 23-year-old Cuban. Right? And that's not what I'm saying at all. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is
unusual story.
There's a lot of people in the arena that have come up to me and say, do you think this dude is really of age?
I mean, he wrestled.
I don't know. How do I know?
He wrestled in Arizona. Like, when you wrestle in high school, basically the high school age limit in the state in the states is the same that Fargo has, right? You can't. I know. I understand what you're saying.
Does he have a birth certificate?
I would assume so.
You would assume so?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. We're spending too much time on this one.
I know, but it's just a fascinating story.
Yeah, it is.
That time, Voinovich is going to finish it. Look at the adjustment, the second period adjustments of Voinovich there. And I was kind of, what I was expecting? I was kind of expecting some Cuban leg defense there.
But let me just, one last humorous point. If I were to say to you, no, Matt, do you assume that all Cubans have birth certificates? What would your answer be?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
They don't even have them. The baseball players don't even have them. They don't even know what to do with baseball player contracts because they're like, should I sign him for 4 years or 10 years? He might be 72 years old right now.
Anthony Echemendia is 75 years old. Voinovich going to have some trouble here coming back because I don't think Echemendia is going to let him hit that lefty high C again. Echemendia, though, kind of shutting it down a little bit here. I say that, though. Voinovich looking like he's going to finish the second one, so bad job on my part. .90 seconds remaining in this bout. Now, the timing of it is what's going to... Can Voinovich get two more in the next 90 seconds?
Might go back to that lefty. That lefty shot. He's got in on it a couple times. Underhook for Echemendia. Working him to the edge. There is that lefty. Shoulder deep, though, and Echemendia in on a crotch lock. Good adjustment to get his head out.
Voinovich is kind of
But again, Echemendia counters for the two.
think, yeah, white paddle there.
White paddle, no two.
Voinovich kind of he took a hair too long to decide what if he was going to hang on to that, or you saw him drop down to that right leg of Echemendia on the back, and I think kind of cost him potential two there. Obviously, great defense there by Echemendia. That's a shot, and that's probably going to ice it from Echemendia, 10-4. And I don't think he's going to do much with the gut wrench here. Voinovich fire off one more lefty IC, try to at least get to 10-6.
What a story. We run into the situation every few years. Last year there was Cuban or Dominican young lady.
I think it was actually Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
It's something about a hurricane, right? It was
she had to flee because of a hurricane, and she won Fargo. And now
she won Fargo. There was about 10 years ago. You know who it was? Nagy.
Holly Nagy?
No, it was Peter Nagy.
Peter Nagy.
And he was wrestling. He was destroying everybody in Greco.
Oh, shocker.
And from Iowa.
Yeah.
And everybody immediately looked him up and said, I don't know who this is. Well, he's from Hungary.
Well, congratulations to Anthony Echemendia. So that makes Sunnyside High School 3 different Fargo champs in the last, when RBY won his last one, 2015, 2016? Last 5 years or so.
What was Vega?
I don't believe Vega was Sunnyside. Not sure, though. Danny Vega, you're talking right?
Yeah.
Ironwood Ridge.
Ironwood Ridge, that's right. Ironwood Ridge was a good program, too. I saw them at the Clash a couple years. We're going to move to round 2.
Back to Team USA, from a Cuban Fargo champ to a Team USA World Team spot.
What is this, Pan Ams?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, at 92 kilos, in the second of our best of 3 competition, in the red, Bo Nickel.
Bo Nickel, 3-time.
Back to the pink singlet. He loves this pink singlet.
3-time national champion, multiple-time Fargo champion.
Oh,
3-time national champion and Hodge winner from Penn State.
You see the little Texas on the back there?
Texas
the
in the blue. I like the pink singlet.
And in the blue,
Scrap life in it. I just saw some mock-ups. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway because I like to live dangerously. I just saw mock-ups of a Chris Bono line of Scrap Life.
Oh, very nice. Jake Woodley of the Oklahoma RTC in the blue singlet, the Pittsburgh native, fell in the first match.
Too. With the stripes?
Yeah.
That's sharp.
First match went the way. The first period of the first match was a little dicey for Bo.
It was. What was it? Was it Bo being unimpressive or Woodley being impressive? What do you think?
I'm not. I'm saying it was dicey for Bo. I'm not saying it wasn't impressive by Woodley. I said it was dicey for Bo. Trying to get the score pulled up. I believe it was 10-4 in the first one. Bo being very cautious. He's not. Bo often throws caution to the wind when he wrestles and just tries to throw you on your head. That I have not seen that Bo Nickel here in 7 minutes of wrestling against Jake Woodley.
Bo can look at times like he's just exclusively waiting for you to do something to him and he's going to counter it, right?
Right.
But he has a chest lock here. changes off of it. Go back neutral 143.
It was 12-4 in the first one.
Interesting comments from Bo earlier this year on potential UFC, MMA aspirations, and what the timeline on that might look like. Of course, we want to see him do well in whatever he does. I think he could be our guy at some point and be a world senior level threat, medal threat. But we'll see. Maybe he goes the fighting route. What do you think?
If Bo should continue wrestling or go to MMA, he should continue wrestling. But he's going to make a lot of money doing MMA.
I know, but when? When?
Oh, it's going to be 2020. It's gonna be he's got one more year.
Okay. What do you? What?
If he wants to fight, he should go fight, like right away.
All right, I'm asking you though, bud. What do you think his timeline should be? Bo's timeline is likely 2020 or 2021, something like that.
Bo's timeline should be. He should start fighting after Olympic trials or Olympics, whichever.
Right.
Whichever comes second.
Well, I'm gonna get you a pink singlet, maybe. Would you run around Austin in a pink singlet?
Sure.
Fit
Especially if Bo Nickel and Jake Woodley signed it.
You fit right in.
I think, yeah, there's probably some pink singlets floating around. Austin, nice ankle pick there. Woodley trying not to give up a 4 here on the edge, and it will just be 2. Well, I say that, and yet somebody offered 1. They both offered 1. I cannot see the judge's paddle. It's very...
I thought it was 1. Bo Nickel on a push out and a shot clock violation. Kale and Casey in the corner.
You go shot clock violation?
I sometimes say shot clock violation, shot clock point. Kale and Casey in the corner for Bo. Eric Guerrero, Michael Leitner in the corner for Woodley.
Man, it is... Obviously, Bo, was well within his rights to. But just kind of a bummer for Woodley. You train for Akron, you peak for it. You do the dang thing. You win the tournament, and then it's like, oh yeah, hey, you got one more to do this.
Well, and in that same vein, and Bo with a long shot from outside, but just such an easy finish for him. Looks like he could do that anytime he wanted to, and now he has a lace locked up. We saw a slow first period out of Bo in the first, and then opened up in the second, and now we're seeing the same kind of thing. But for Woodley too, there's a portion of wrestling fans are probably like, "All right, good job, Jake Woodley, you are our U23 rep, awesome." And then Bo makes his announcement, and it's like, oh, Bo Nickel. Right? It's not like it's a one-time national champ. It's Bo Nickel, one of the most prolific wrestlers of all time.
Yeah,
is going to challenge you to a wrestle-off.
Who is not just folk style good, has obviously shown this on senior level that he is senior level good. Catching the shot there, pancake. Well, I didn't quite pancake him, but got the throw by 6-0. And I'm curious. You mentioned the slow starts in the first period in both matches. I'm curious to see what kind of Bo Nickel we're going to see at the World Championships. Right? Is he going to be conservative? Is he going to be trying to throw people? Is he going to be trying to hit that lefty high C? What sort of offense are we going to see out of Bo in Budapest?
Is starting slow maybe sort of a mental thing, like let's go out, let's make sure we don't make any mistakes early, and then sort of find our footing? And I mean,
you get a feel for the guy, right? I mean,
yeah.
1 minute.
I think Woodley got caught in the undertow.
I don't know what that means.
It's Lincoln Park one right now, bud.
Oh. Front head for Bo. Duck
the
and
duck.
that level changes wicket. 8-0.
Would you say so?
Bo's not going to push for the tech. We go back neutral.
Would you
with
say
34.
best leg attack for Bo, lefty high C, second best the duck?
Yeah. Yes. That
30 seconds.
that long lefty single he hit earlier was it. I don't think it should work. But he finishes so
That should
easily.
work. Final 10 seconds here, so Bo Nickel, whether he finishes off the tech or not, will be our U23 World Team member at 92 kilos in Budapest. And Woodley going to get a late one, make it 8-2.
Bo Nickel will be representing the United States. U23s. When did you say? October?
October 29th will be the day he's wrestling, folks. And then if he makes a medal match, October 30th.
Hey, listen, Woodley, still young, wrestled really good, I think.
Yeah, Woodley, I mean, Woodley's going to be a guy next year who, in a 197 weight, can make some stuff happen for Oklahoma, right? Woodley and Demas. Demas obviously the best guy on the team right now and wrestles every tournament you can possibly enter. I think Dom Demas wanted to enter here. He wanted to try to get a wrestle off. My man wrestles everything.
Yeah, and you have to be thinking that the process, even though it's unfortunate, you know, you want to be on the team, the process of wrestling at U23s in June, the process of having to wrestle off in mid-July and staying in shape and then all training hard and everything that goes into it, you have to think that Woodley comes out, he benefits from that process.
Sure. All right, so a graduated senior here, Jace Luchow, who, first of all, Jace Luchow is excellent in freestyle. The head pinch stuff he hits, he had a quad pod forward.
Quad pod stuff?
Yeah. A Selma kid going to Fresno State, so staying home. Also, allegedly, Belarusian?
Yeah. Yep.
Not, we for a while thought he was, you know, something of Hispanic heritage. Turns out Belarusian, according to his father. Taking on John Martin Best. John Martin Best, our Pan Am rep this year.
Now, what is Best? What is the last name Best? English, I would think.
Or German, maybe. Like, if it was shortened from something. Now, here he's dangerous. Watch this roll here, if you're Best. This is where Luchow can put a hurting on you. 20 seconds in. This was a very interesting weight.
Really, really was.
From Jump Street. I mean, O'Toole had to go through Matt Lee and Chase Saldate just to get to Luchow in the semis as Best is in on the shot here. And again, this is chest wrap right here. This is what makes Luchow so dangerous. But Best doing a good job keeping out of trouble in this first 48 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, some guys you can take a shot on and then finish. Other guys you have to take a shot on, and if you don't finish quick, you got to start protecting.
Yeah, you got to get back on the defensive.
But you talk about the interesting bracket headlock.
Oh, my goodness.
I'll tell you what.
You have been big on Luchow for a year and a half now.
People say Luchow's ranking is inflated. It's this and that. He's much better in freestyle, and maybe he is much better in freestyle. But he beats some hammers, man.
Now he had a rough go at junior duels. He went 4-4 at junior duels, so rebounded here, peaked for Fargo. Trying to give Fresno State a champ.
I mean, did you? I don't think that anybody had him over O'Toole.
No. Of course not. And Martin Best with one from Manabog, 7-0. He had a nice 4 there. Trying to hit a 4 here maybe, but getting extended over on the edge. Luchau working for the chest wrap. Luchau circling his way back in, not wanting to give up the step out. So that 4 going to come in handy as it gets to potential criteria situations.
And he hit 2 of them on O'Toole.
Willie, the placers at this weight. Cale Carlson in Minnesota 8th. Oh, running right through him there for that might be 2. They go 4 though, actually. I'm fine with that. And he can finish it off here with this gut. Luchau, a guy who, we talked about Rini and Moulton winning. Luchau, a guy, Alia Stone, who's shooting clips for us right now, wrote an article about guys that could still win, right? Guys like to see maybe win a stop sign, or guys that haven't done it before that are graduated seniors. Luchau was on in that article, and now 8-0 lead for him, 2 4s. And if I'm Martin Best, I'm kind of hanging back here for these last 15 seconds to try to get to the second period.
I don't root for anybody, but I wouldn't be upset to see Luchau win. He's an incredible worker.
So they're going to head into the break. But yeah, well, so the placers this way, right? I mentioned Cale Carlson. Derek Gilcher of Michigan, 7th. Legend Lamer of Oregon, 6th. Daniel Manabog, 5th. Another Oklahoma State had 6 guys place, 6 commits place. Chase Saldate, 4th. Keegan O'Toole winning both the quarterfinal against Saldate and then the rematch in the third place match.
What was the third place score?
It was 14-3 O'Toole.
14-3, because
this quarter was dicey.
The quarterfinal was a great match, 8-4. And Saldate had a lot of opportunities. Saldate wrestled really, really well.
Yeah. So let's see if Best can mount a comeback here. Best, a rising senior at, now is he Parkersburg or Parkersburg South? I believe he's just Parkersburg.
He's just Parkersburg.
Yeah, has not committed yet. Luchau, as we've mentioned several times, going to Fresno State, has Izzy Silva in his corner. Luchau, let's see, I think he's going to throw it the other way, but Best catching that leg there. Luchau's pressure in front head has got to be just unpleasant. And I mean, what do you do if you're Best here, right? Just,
well,
you got to go to a duck under or something, which I haven't seen John Martin Best hit.
What you're saying is you want to do something safe where you're immune from.
Right.
You lessen your chances of being countered, hip tipped or chest wrapped or something.
Meanwhile, but you're down 8, not just 8-0, but with 2 4s. So you got to get to 9.
But no room for error. So what you're saying.
And Luchau, I mean, look.
Luchau's
like, go ahead.
Are you chilling?
Yeah, go ahead. Put me on the clock twice. I don't care. I'm not
gonna
though, shoot.
You know what? That's sort of the book on Luchau, is that, especially in freestyle, he's all counters, but he blast doubled off the whistle.
That was a great double. It is. Luchau is not. I mean, that was a rare shot from him.
If you want to see a highlight double, go look at the one Luchau hits off the whistle.
Look at how tight that was
on O'Toole.
Yeah, Martin Best couldn't do anything there, man.
And the word is, did you say this earlier? John Martin Best not committed, but it sounds like he's going.
Maybe service academies we've heard, or he has interest there.
Under a minute now.
So this would be, if Luchau holds on here, this will be our 4th graduated senior to win.
Headlock. Nope. I thought he was going to pull the trigger there. Best was pressured in pretty good. Over-unders with Best in the zone. Luchau doesn't force the issue, though. Obviously, he's just playing it very safe. If the score was a little different, probably would have looked. Outside shot now by Best. Trying to run it down. He gets the 2. Ten seconds to go.
Really, how about this? So, my man John Foster pointed out, I said LaChao was 4-4 at duels. They had him up at 160. He's going 49 for Fresno next year. At least that's the plan.
Yep. Not surprising at all. And Jace LaChao, 152 Fargo, man. What? It's always traditionally a really tough weight and a good indicator of things that may come. And I don't think a lot of people would have picked LaChao.
I did not. I picked O'Toole. And he went and did the dang thing and beat him.
What we got next?
Coming up at 160 pounds, we got Cade Devos taking on Patty Gallagher, who Patty Gallagher had to survive an excellent match with Kale Valencia in the quarterfinals.
Every once in a while, I mean, probably every year at Fargo, you see a match like that where there's a lead, and a rather sizable lead, but the kid tries to manage the match late, and he just lets it go. Credit to Patty Gallagher for figuring it out.
Cade Devos, approximately 6'3".
Yeah, I can't believe he's still at 60. He's going to fill out and be a 74.
Speaking of filling out, Patty Gallagher found the weight room and never left.
But now, the opposite of that, the opposite of Devos, who I think will fill out to be like a 74-pounder, is Gallagher, who wrestled 160 this year, and I think he'll probably be like this size for the rest of his life.
So Gallagher currently ranked number 2. Devos, a graduated senior. He is heading to South Dakota State. South Dakota State 3 All-Americans, by the way, here.
Devos was ranked 12th in the final 2018-2019 rankings.
Gallagher, so everybody else, Ohio had on, you saw with Reaney, the orange and red and whatever. He's got this, I don't even know what's going on in this cage fighter singlet.
There's a cardinal involved.
Yeah.
There's a cardinal.
I don't know, there's a guitar.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, maybe? What is the cardinal? Is the cardinal a state bird?
Yeah.
Let's look up the state bird. Dang it, now we're looking up state birds.
Good shot there by Gallagher. Let's see what the length of Devos can do here. Not much, it looks like, trying to front trip. And going to finish that for 2. Has a lace. Packing it up. That's 4-0.
Now, the state bird of Ohio is, in fact, the cardinal. However, you know, you don't have to put it on the singlet. It's like, well, we're going to put it in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. How about the state bird? How about cardinal?
Well, it seems to be working. He's up
Pennsylvania, like, I'm not putting a ruffed grouse on the singlet. I'm not doing that.
Willie's out of pocket right now. 8-0 lead, and I think he's going to finish it off here with the lace. Great go-behind by Patty Gallagher. A lot of Irish in the finals here. We got Brandon O'Brien and Patty Gallagher. Start a great pub together. 90 seconds gone from this first period.
Nice.
That's
leg attack.
Ooh, little rubber knee there from Devos into the... Man, the arms are so long. Patty Gallagher's like, oh, I'm good. I'm out of danger here. And then gives up the 2. Devos is going to be extremely dangerous on re-attacks in college. You got arms like that. It's just not fair.
This would make the second champ from St. Ed's this year. It's not often. Rini was the other one. It's not often a same school has 2 junior freestyle champs in Fargo.
Gallagher was all playing with his hair before. Now it's kind of getting in his eyes. You got to figure out what to do with that, man. He's got to cut it or maybe get some product in it. It's going to get in the way.
I would have.
When you got Devos' 9-foot arms trying to the wingspan of a condor.
I would have trimmed my bangs. Look at that.
Great swing single from Gallagher.
It really is.
And it's a little different than kind of the swing that we're going to see from Plott coming up here in a couple matches.
He collects that other ankle, but they're going to call him up. 22 seconds left in the first.
I can't believe you said you brought up, what's the state bird of Pennsylvania, ruffed grouse?
Ruffed grouse. It's a beautiful bird, Nomad. Still not going on the singlet. Low shot to the right side again. Oh, he was so close. Devos managed to get right back to it. And that's going to be ball game. And you have to wonder, Patty Gallagher, who's number 1?
Oh, yeah. Locked in.
Locked in against who?
Well, that's the question.
Keegan O'Toole.
Even though John Martin Best outplaced him.
It don't matter.
We got the golden tickets here in some sort of paper mache situation.
Holmes gave it to me. It's in some envelope that's I need a padlock. I need a combination.
Just rip it. You're giving them all away.
I'm not giving them all away. Hey, who's doing interviews? Anybody? Nobody's doing interviews? Huh? Jamesy.
You want me to run this over to him?
Mike, can you? I'll do it. You.
All right. Will's going to give Patty Gallagher a golden ticket. I got you here, 170. We'll be fine. Mike, you want to hop on for a sec? Garrett Ninehouse. Okay, so, folks, there's 2 kinds of mullets in this world, all right?
They're in there.
There is the Clay Ulrey mullet,
and
then there's the Garrett Ninehouse mullet.
Garrett Ninehouse. Yeah, it's a far more subtle mullet.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Ulrey's is it's a source of his power. It's
well, I mean, it's aggressive.
Yeah.
It's an aggressive mullet. This is like, that one really parties in the back. This one, yeah, more of a social party.
a kickback.
Sure.
Yeah. Taking on Pat Kennedy. Pat Kennedy was 3rd here a couple years ago.
This Italian boy.
The shot right away is Ninehouse looked like
He scores from this position quite a bit, believe it or not. Just hangs onto an elbow, waits for you to make a poor judgment call, and he can score in there. He is so active in there. I saw him wrestle Trey Munoz earlier in the event, and or was it Munoz? It might have been. Either way, the point is, he was all over his legs, meaning
he's got some Bonacorsi in him.
Yeah, and it's like, it's one thing to get on a kid or even a ref saying, oh, this, he hasn't done, he's not doing anything. Well, here's the thing. It's hard to do anything when the guy's in on your legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great finish there by Pat Kennedy taking the 2-0 lead. Kennedy's got not so bad of a gut wrench. Minnesota boy heading to Iowa. Almost, Ninehouse almost coming out. Let's see if they go 1 there. So 5-0 lead, halfway to a tech for Kennedy.
Jeez.
Kennedy, who hasn't gotten any bigger. I think he's going to end up as a 65 when he goes to Iowa. Looking for maybe some go-behind stuff here. Also, pretty good, surprisingly good ankle pick for Kennedy. Had a barn burner in the Super 32 finals with Dustin Plott, who we're going to see up next against Abe Assad. Assad, a future teammate of Kennedy's. Ninehouse heading to Purdue. Good snap there from Pat Kennedy.
Yeah, Gotta be careful in there with Ninehouse, man.
That elbow, just like you're talking about.
It's sneaky, right? Like, you know, it looks to me that Kennedy is far too, I don't know, I guess, well-versed in that position to really get scored on too much. But, man, oh, man, Ninehouse is tricky in there.
1:14 remaining. Kennedy still up 5-0. And Ninehouse has slowed down a little bit in terms, kind of been pulled into short offense as opposed to shooting into it. Rolls through that, though, doesn't give up anything. Also, Ninehouse's mullet looks a lot less mullety when he has up bangs there as he gets up that ankle pick from Pat Kennedy.
And another lace. These guys, these Minnesota guys are so darn good in parterre.
Oh, he might, that might finish it off there.
Caution and one for the win.
I hate to end it like that, but he jumped out. So
you jump out and put your head out of bounds, you lose, bud.
Yeah. So congratulations to Pat Kennedy. The Hawkeyes getting a champ. And will we see Pat Kennedy at Who's Number 1? He's ranked number 1 at 170. Just won Fargo. I don't see any reason he's not going to be there. I don't know if you saw it, but gets a picture there with the Marine. Big smile. Pat Kennedy. Kennedy out of Castle Manorville, I believe. Michael.
Yes, sir. Is this the one?
182 pounds.
This is the one, right?
This is
kind of the one. I got to be honest with you, man. Look, I love this whole bracket, dude. This whole bracket is outstanding.
Phenomenal.
I mean...
So coming to the mat first, Abe Assad, Team Illinois. Illinois Army went and did it again. Their third straight junior national freestyle team title. I had Ohio as the pre-tournament favorite. And as usual, Illinois gets guys like Anthony Moulton, Abe Assad do awesome. He'll be taking on Dustin Plott, might be number 1 recruit in the 2020 class. He's heading to Oklahoma State, so we got Cowboy, Dustin Plott versus Hawkeye, Abe Assad. But Assad, you know, not just a grinder, not just a hand fighter, might be the more athletic of the two here.
Yeah, and ironically, Dustin Plott, pretty heavy-handed.
Yes.
You know?
Extremely. Plott's
like
number 2. On
that overtie snap is for real, dude.
Well, and tremendous rapidly great as Assad's in on the leg here. We'll see if Plott can get down to this crackdown position. Assad splitting his power here. Slowly working that, man. Doing a good job keeping that shoulder pressure to try to reach around for the hip, but I don't know that he's going to be able to fight through this whizzer here, Mike. Good rubber knee there from Plott. These two met at junior duels. It went the way of Plott 4-2. And I think we're going to get Plott hit for passivity here. 50 seconds in, first one of the match. Another shot attempt there for Assad. Assad's trying to take control of this match early.
He is, and again, he's putting himself in a position to score for sure, but if he doesn't start improving his position after the leg attack, right, man, he's going to have a hard time finishing. Seemed kind of content to just stay there, right?
Yeah. So Plott's going to go on the clock here, and I'm kind of surprised. I know it was only 4-2 at the duel, but the way these two attack is, you see Plott going for that wrap leg there, that I thought this was going to be kind of a 6-3, 7-4 type match.
There's plenty of time. No. There's plenty of time. But I think they're just kind of figuring out the beat of the match right now. still, I mean, don't forget, we still got half the first period to go here, no match.
Sure.
You know? So that's 1 for Assad on the activity, or lack thereof. And 1 for the step out.
One per state. Coaches, please pick up your outstanding balance.
Putting a second point on the board with a step out by Mark.
So final 50 seconds here. After that step out.
You see what I'm saying?
Asad's dropped down well there to defend that, Mike.
Yeah, so, yes, I agree with you. That's probably 2, 1, and 1 is confirmed. They do sometimes call that funky, right? Like, even though it's not 2.
Yeah.
You know, they do sometimes call that 2. But, yeah, I think he's down blocking really, really well. And also, I don't think Plot has a perfect beat on his hands.
Right.
Right? So he's not, like, usually Dustin Plott goes hard righty club, lefty single leg. And now, this time, he did get it, right?
But even though his lock is great, well, now he's got a tree topped here. And that's going to be at least 2.
Nope. Again, that's caution and 1.
Whoa. Oh, time was out.
Oh.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I was like, how is that no points whatsoever? Time was out. So Plot, Plot the athleticism, right? You're saying and then the beat as far as the hands.
Yeah.
And then the lock there, like Plot's lock is usually a lot better there when he comes up off the mat.
And he scores a little bit simpler. Anytime you have to tree top it, that means that you probably have tried 6 different ways, at least in your head, of finishing, right? Dustin Plott is, I think he probably started getting a beat on that right hand of Assad. But now, that's Assad, to his credit. Let's talk about the fact that he's intelligent enough to close the distance. You don't want to feel that right hand club of
it's not fun.
Of Plot. Nice re-attack. Oh, man. We're getting after it here now, bub.
Now, Assad ended up 3rd at the juniors and open, 86 kilos. So, Assad's beating college. Assad beat Gavin Hoffman.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. That's the best timed re-attack I've seen in a very, very long time, unless you're Jordan Burroughs.
High school level re-attack. Oh, he has a gut, too, boy.
Good elbow pick there by Plot.
Man, Assad. Assad, obviously an excellent wrestler. The execution of a game plan today.
Yeah.
On top of being really good.
Yeah, that's not easy to do, man. Everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face, right? But look, he has to continue to close that gap. And if he can keep doing what he's doing right there, that's 2 blue. So they'll go red and blue? I don't know.
Plot's first points there.
Yeah.
But
so red and blue. I get that. You got to reward offense. He's got a brick. So
take that over to you. Kennedy. I don't know.
Where'd they go?
They're going to take a look at this one.
All right, so we're going to get this pulled up on the big screen here.
So we're going to take a look at that. No, this is before this action right here. So I would love to see it again. And I guess what Hardell's saying is it's probably 2, okay? And I know that gets called 2 and 2 all the time, and you probably should reward offense.
That should be just Plot's points.
I think that's probably Plot's points.
Which, man, how about...
So that would make it 5-2.
I did not anticipate Dustin Plot's first points of the match being at the 150 mark of the second period off of a roll.
Yeah, a belly and ankle.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5'2". Yeah, it's a wise
Yeah,
call.
that's
I mean,
Now, you start looking at criteria situations. Assad's got 3 1s and a 2. If Plot
Oh,
can get
he's
another
got it
takedown
now.
here, yeah, he's got that timed out. I say that
you
though,
still
but
gotta, no, but that's fine. I mean,
that leg's heavy.
yeah. Now you're still working there. Boy, he's got great reattacks. Does Assad great reattacks?
And Assad,
That's perfect technique, perfect timing.
Assad. So you look at the progression from making the Fargo finals in 2017 as he goes up 6-2 against AJ Ferrari, then the Cadet World bronze medal, and there was a little bit of roughness and just kind of hammering guys with his hands, and now you see the level and the quickness of the reattacks as well as the defense.
Yeah.
Assad has progressed at a very, very, very good rate over the last few years.
Plot has started his sprint, but he's not getting through the head and hands of Assad. And there's a chest wrap if you want. And he did score on Foco with this. He's got the head trapped, and it's starting to come out to the outside, and that's not good for Plot. So he bails.
I will say, right, so Plot losing to a couple 2019 guys, guys that you're a grade above him the last 2 years in the Fargo finals. Last year, Carson Karchla. This year, looks like Assad's going to hold on. As good as his leg attacks are, he has some trouble stopping leg attacks as well.
For sure.
Well, now, obviously he's in Fargo finals and Super 32 finals, things like that is where I'm seeing this. So it's very nitpicky. But that's the guys that he's going to have to beat, as he gets to.
No, I agree. Everyone at a college level can attack, right? But those reattacks become very important, and some of that is just being in a room. Not that Tuttle isn't a great room; it is. But sometimes you just don't. When you're the alpha in the room, nobody gets to your legs. You don't get reps on defending.
So congrats to Abe Assad, a champ for future Hawkeye.
No question, man. These guys are good.
Man.
All right. Well, thank you so much for having me on here, Nomad.
Yeah, buddy.
Young Willie is back.
Hey, guys, we make sure you're checking all the stuff that Mike's doing. He's doing a bunch of mic'd ups, and I think you're all going to enjoy them very much, in particular the stuff from the Plot Foca match. So please do that. He's got 2 whipping boys here. Abe Assad gives us the finger wag saying Hawkeyes 2020 national champs. You heard it first. Assad, of course, we had him at Who's Number 1 last year. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm doing a little article here. How did your team's recruits do in Fargo? Guess who's going to be the cover? It's going to be Abe Assad. Hawkeyes with 4 All-Americans. Hawkeye commits, rather, 4 All-Americans. Willie, you're back, bud.
I had to give a golden ticket, and then I had to get some water.
Were you able to give up the second golden ticket to Patrick? You gave it to Podrick. Were you able to give it to Patrick?
Podrick. I did not give one.
I texted Miss
Patrick
Kennedy, so she knows that he's getting one.
I did not give one to Patrick Kennedy yet because I missed him, and now he's going to do the podium, and then.
You want to run over and give it to him? I can handle this.
No, I got it. I told our buddy to pull him over here after the award stand, but. Patty's in, Patrick's in. Any other Irishmen that might dabble in wrestling? If you want to sign up for Who's Number 1, feel free. I guess it'll be Irish thing this year. The pre-match dinner will be fish and chips, or shepherd's pie.
Definitely shepherd's pie. Okay, so Will, here at 195, we have graduated.
What is he doing?
A couple graduated seniors in Cole Urbis and Jonathan Smith. First of all, never heard the name Jonathan before. I've heard John, I've heard Donathan, and he is in on a shot. Willie, who is this kid? Where is he going to school? We need a whole bio sheet on.
First things first. This dude came out for the Parade of Champions with his singlet straps down. All he was wearing,
right, just
on
like
his
the bottom of the singlet,
was his singlet with the straps pulled down. Up top was a leather jacket.
Look crazy. Look fly. Urbis in on the shot here. Going to get at least a 1. That should be 2 there on the edge. So Jonathan Smith, runner-up at Cali States this year at 182. graduated from Birmingham Community Charter High and was runner-up in Junior Folkstyle Nats this year, as well as a 7th place finish in Greco in 2017 here. A 4-time California Greco-Roman state champion. So saith Gary Abbott.
What? They just agreed to call a timeout together on their own without any further recommendations from anyone else.
Hey man, you need a break. A little go behind there. Seatbelt position for Urbis. Urbis going to be a 197 for the Penn Quakers at some point in the next year or two. And Jonathan Smith going to be, I don't know, probably an extra in a movie soon.
Jonathan Smith, the state runner-up to Nathan Haas, who was a champ last year. Did he win Fargo, or was he runner-up?
Second,
Runner-up?
yeah. Call one in the eye. That's what happened there, Will. Johnny on the spot, our producers. 90 seconds to go here in this first period. Jonathan Smith looking for the step out. I can't help but say the man's full name, because it's like John Smith, but Landon Donovan or...
Jonathan.
Yeah, Jonathan, together. 75 seconds remaining here in this first period. Couldn't quite get the head pinch, and that should be 2 on the edge. Yeah, 4-2 now in favor of Jonathan Smith. And let's take a look at the semi-results here as Urbis trying to come after Smith. Urbis beat Isaac Trumbull, who, by the way, Isaac Trumbull, very under-the-radar kid who I'm kind of curious to see where he ends up. He beat him on all hip tips, all belly whizzers.
No takedowns. 10 points,
No
10 fall,
takedowns.
0 takedowns.
No takedowns. But I mean, they were great belly whizzers. And Jonathan Smith beating Ethan Hatcher was extremely surprising.
That's not even surprising. That's mind-blowing.
Okay, fine. I have been so impressed with Ethan Hatcher this freestyle season, and Jonathan Smith beat him 8-6. Step out there for Smith, making it 5-2.
Smith showing a good positioning there, cutting everything off and getting a step out.
I don't know. Should Jonathan Smith be OW if he wins?
I mean, for the leather jacket, at least.
I mean, they're not going to give it to a guy like Echemendia, I would imagine. Driving over to the edge is Urbis, and 5-2-3 as we head into the break.
I want to give Jonathan Smith a golden ticket, even though he's not in high school.
You just want to give him
I
one.
just want him to
Have one.
I just want him to come and be like
Maybe he could MC.
entertainment. Yeah.
Maybe he could MC.
There you see Mark McKnight
Marky
and
Mark.
Brian Pearsall.
That makes sense. McKnight's there. Urbis literally State College High School.
Yes.
So an M2 kid with McKnight, and then Pearsall, his future, well, one of his future coaches.
State College High School used to be really good. They've had a couple really, really great teams. Fell off a little bit.
Urbis, I believe,
they-
also a
that's-
FloNats finalist a couple years ago.
Then they had Bozak, I believe.
Steve?
Mm-hmm.
Cameron? All of them?
Who's Cameron Bozak?
Not Cam Bozak. Who's the? There's multiple Bozaks.
Scott. Storney went there, but I don't think. They had Harley and Rocky Andrews, but they were transferred in. But
Oh, big double here from. Oh, good re-attack from Urbis though. Jonathan Smith couldn't quite finish the double. They were coming for Ollie's camera.
tightened up now, 5-4 with 2.5 to go.
Jonathan Smith pulling him into short offense here, 50 seconds into this second period. And Smith with 2 2s and a 1, so a step out would give Urbis the lead. Smith in on the shot, trying to get Urbis up in the air. I don't know how you're going to do that, but he did it anyway.
My goodness.
7-4. That's not normal. You can't get 6'4" kids up off the mat like that. William, we're about halfway through the second period here.
What's been your favorite Fargo, favorite final so far?
Burke's Molten was absurd.
Yes, it was.
Saunders Love It was excellent wrestling. Smith trying to keep those hips back. Chasing down, get him in quad pod.
Gonzalez West was good.
Sounds like the name of a high school.
We had the Pan Am match at 45.
There was rough grouse discussion at that
we were talking ornithology. We had an ornithology class.
The Audubon Society was involved. 9-4 lead for Jonathan Smith. 50 seconds to go here. Shot attempt from Urbis. Urbis, 11-4 now, and let's see if Jonathan Smith goes for a gut wrench. Urbis, a kid who he's never quite jumped off the page at me, but the kid continues to make finals and place very highly in tournaments. And so at some point, you're like, okay, this kid is gonna place multiple times at the next level because that's just what he does.
Flow Nationals finals was last year, right? Urbis made the finals last year.
Yeah. He just continues to make finals. Looking at graduated seniors, Will, we've had Moulton, Rini, Echemendia, Lukau, and Assad. So 5 graduated seniors, and then plus the 1 here because both these guys are graduated. And then at heavyweight, both the guys are graduated.
And at 220, neither guys graduated, right?
Yeah.
Neither guys.
So we're going to have 7 graduated champs.
Urbis was ranked 9th in the final rankings. He was a little higher, but then he got upset at the state tournament by Max Shaw. Wasn't like a massive upset.
My golden ticket.
You want one?
I'm glad to have you, buddy. Thanks for
Back to action here. As Urbis going to chase down 2 on the edge, while Willie gives Pat Kennedy his ticket. Mike Mal saying that Jonathan Smith better not shut it down. Urbis might mount a comeback here. 20 seconds to go. 5-point lead on the board. Smith kind of half shooting there. Final 10, and it should be good here. So your 195-pound Fargo Junior Freestyle champ is Jonathan Smith of California. Full lap around the mat. He is amped. Somebody throw that man his leather jacket, please. You think he'll wear it on the podium? He doesn't even know what to do with himself. He's so excited. John Smith won Fargo, Willie. So that's cool.
John W?
Yep.
Or John Onovan?
Jonathan?
Yeah, Jonathan. John Onovan, that's it. This dude's a character. I need more Jonathan Smith.
Yeah, please. Hey, did Pat Kennedy accept his Who's Number One ticket?
He turned me down, actually.
So who have you given him to here? Just Gallagher and Kennedy?
Gallagher, Iba, I think. Gallagher, Kennedy, probably Serrano. If I can catch up with Serrano somewhere. I missed him earlier.
Now, okay, so here's the thing. Bartlett going up.
Yeah, Bartlett's
Mendez
38.
trying to win a world title here in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
What weight are Serrano and Mendez going next year?
I don't know, man. That's what I got.
Does
I
it
don't-
matter?
Yes, it does matter.
Okay.
I gotta wait. I gotta figure it out.
Okay.
I don't think I should give it to Serrano right
This
now.
guy probably-
I'm talking about this live on the air.
This guy's in the mix for one.
Yeah, but the thing is,
I'm talking Amos.
yeah, Amos is for sure. But
But what? What do you mean? What is the but?
who's gonna wrestle?
It's the AJ Ferrari or nothing.
AJ Ferrari. I don't know if he's gonna be healthy.
What's what I'm saying? It's AJ Ferrari or nothing.
Right. So I can't give a golden ticket and say this is good for absolutely nothing.
Braxton understands.
It's
Anyway, look, he's taking on Dorian Crosby at Team
it
Pennsylvania.
doesn't have a disclaimer on it.
Well, the back is blank. We can put one on it.
Hey, Dorian Crosby beat Hunter Kaka this year at the state tournament.
Yes, he did. Dorian Crosby is dangerous, man. Bucknell commit. Both these guys, 2020 class.
Erie Prep balled out at the state tournament.
Well, it helps to have Dorian Crosby and Carter Staraki.
I know, but they had some depth they showed depth that they didn't have.
Crosby ranked number 10, Amos number 1. This is the guy that
Not that they didn't have. That they didn't.
Sure.
People didn't expect to have.
This is the guy that Braxton expected to wrestle. We're talking about him. We're talking to him after brackets came out. He said he thought if he made the finals it was going to be opposite Crosby, and he's in on the shot right away.
Man, he's come out like a ball of fire, and
Just going to walk him out for the 1.
and I was thoroughly impressed. Now I expected Braxton to win, but he destroyed Doucette.
Well, that one didn't surprise me as much. They're best buddies. They know how that one goes.
It might not have. The score didn't surprise me. The deed did. The way he did it.
Another man. He's just Braxton going simple. Braxton known for putting on a show in Fargo. Just going simple here. Gonna run Crosby out once again. 3-0 lead now.
It's like he's drilling. I mean,
Yeah.
he's getting to singles like he's drilling.
Will, you know the number 1 export of mineral wells? Stop signs.
That's not true.
1 minute in, 3-0 lead for Amos, and Crosby caught that one.
Wells. Braxton probably has more stop signs than that town has.
All of the stop signs in Mineral Wells are just actually Braxton Amos's Fargo trophies.
Body. You're right. No, man. He's like a little.
What?
Well, I thought he
Oh,
could
good
have
arm track
had
there.
a body lock there, and he didn't take it. That being said,
Crosby's having.
maybe that's part of Amos coming into the match with that strategy. Like Crosby's much bigger. I mean, Braxton's going down to 95, right?
Are you looking at the same match I am? Braxton looks bigger.
You think?
Look at his legs. Look at the legs. You tell me who you think is bigger. People at home, look at the legs here. Look at the legs on your screen. Look at Braxton Amos's giant legs, and look at Dorian Crosby's also kind of giant, but not quite fully 220 giant legs.
All right, so Nomad made that abundantly clear who you should take in the Who's Bigger contest. Level change. Did you see the way Braxton stayed on that tricep?
Yeah. Crosby was able to slow him down there for about a minute, but Crosby not going to be able to get to any of his offense here, and this is going to do it. Braxton Amos is now developing a leg lace. That's scary for the world. So 5 Fargo titles for Braxton Amos. And pending the health of AJ Ferrari.
That's the dream matchup.
Yeah, that's to be the main event.
Sure. As far as the other weights, still some stuff to figure out. What weight's Van Ness going? What weight's Serrano going? What weight's Mendez going? I'd love to see a Mendez-Serrano rematch.
That was an amazing
That was
match.
fire. I want to be fair. I want to think it through. I want to make sure the weights are right.
So right now, okay, so obviously, again, pending the health of AJ Ferrari, right now, what's the main event? Facundo Kennedy? Or is Facundo going up? Facundo's 70, right?
It's probably Facundo Kennedy.
That's a freaking awesome matchup.
In Carver Hawkeye?
That's a super awesome matchup.
Are we moving? Who's number one in Carver Hawkeye, maybe?
Thank you, various people who responded to me.
The question was whose legs were bigger.
Representing Team Illinois,
Luke Luffman coming to the mat here, the only returning junior champ. There were some cadet champs that won. Serrano being one of them. Then Jason was returning champ who got second. But Luffman, the only returning junior champ, he will take on his Illinois teammate Aiden Guttridge. Luffman heading to Illinois, Guttridge heading to Wisconsin. So
I'll tell you what, I'm going to do, for cadets, I'm going to do a recap of who were the breakthrough performers.
yeah,
You know, maybe even if you took fourth, but nobody knew who you were before, and now everybody knows who you are. For juniors, I'm going to do the biggest stories, and one of the biggest stories was Luffman's win in the semis with Heinzelman.
oh boy,
There was a phantom point.
yes, there was.
he was a 3-time state champion.
Guttridge was a breakout guy at Fargo last year. I believe before Fargo last year, Guttridge had not placed at a state tournament. He came here in the AA, and man, you don't see that be the case often in juniors.
Yeah, hey, Assad for OW, right?
You gotta be in it, huh?
You in the toughest weight, what we call by far the toughest weight here. I think that's what it is. 1 minute in here, passive being offered against Guttridge. Okay, I thought I saw red there. So Team Illinois, we've mentioned a couple times, won their third straight team title. Willie and I will do a little wrap up here. And that's going to be a point for Luffman, 2-0. They went caution and won there, though, which won't change the score, but could affect criteria.
Guttridge's father was a NCAA qualifier a couple times.
I believe it. Guttridge probably has the best beard of anyone in the finals.
Oh my God, look at that thing.
Luffman holding he almost held both hands behind his back.
Yeah, it's almost ridiculous, this position. What are they doing? All right, look at the one.
3-0. Hey, 1,000 cuts, or 10. 10 will do.
If I was Luffman, I'd just look to win 10-0 on 10 step outs.
I've never seen that before.
I know, that's why he should do it.
The closest was probably Jake Varner at Worlds a couple years ago, gave out quite a few.
That was bizarre. Was that Olnick?
Yeah. Final 30 seconds here of this first period. Luffman controlling center, controlling the match, controlling the pace. Owns the Illinois team room. Guttridge.
How about Illinois at the upper weights?
They had 3 of the 4 semi-finalists at this weight.
Did they?
That's not fair.
3 of the 4 semifinalists. They had Cassiope had 3 junior titles. Him and Luffman went back to back. They had Coppice go back to back in cadets. It's just ridiculous. They just own the upper weights.
And they kind of, for a while, owned the lower weights, too, the 100s and the 106s and juniors. That was a big part of their title, part of their dominance.
Moody, Louis Hayes.
Yeah.
Type.
Roden Schulke last year.
Yeah,
Daniel Sheen.
Sheen this year. Cannon Webster was 3rd or 4th. Cannon Webster's going to be good.
I think Cannon Webster is, spells his name with a K, though. So, easy to find on Google. Yeah, you look up a kid's record, right? Try to find video of him. Into the second period now, 3-0 lead. There was a caution. One of the...
Dang it!
Willie. So earlier, if you guys missed, early on, Patty Gallagher, the 160-pound champ, had a completely different Ohio singlet than anyone else had as Luffman tried kicking Guttridge there. And on the singlet was a bird. And, in fact, it was the state bird of Ohio, which is a cardinal. The state bird of Illinois, Willie Saylor, is...
the cardinal.
Passive being offered against Guttridge as he gets driven out of bounds. 1 point on the board. Caution in 1, so...
Is that his 4th step out?
Yeah.
He only needs 6 more. Which now would be 3 per minute.
You get 3 step outs per minute. That's a good rate of step out.
You know what? Now.
You know what it looks like, the way our scoreboard's set up? It looks like Luffman is out of timeouts and Guttridge still has 2 left.
Repeat that.
The way the scoreboard is set up, right? So you see the 2 dash marks next to Guttridge. As there's going to be a step out here, and it will go the way of Guttridge.
All right. Now, listen.
Oh, my. We're about to run through the U.S. state birds for you guys.
Alabama has 2 state birds.
That's malarkey. You can't have 2 state
you
birds.
Can't have 2 state birds?
You can't triple stamp a double stamp.
How are you going to have a yellow hammer and a wild turkey as 2 state birds? Maybe wild turkey's actually the state whiskey.
Next, keep moving.
It's just a state drink.
Alaska is the willow ptarmigan.
Keep going.
Arizona's the cactus wren. Arkansas is the northern mockingbird.
Delaware
California is the California quail.
Delaware blue hen. Great bird talk here during these heavyweight finals.
The lark bunting. I'm just gonna,
Georgia's got 2. They're disqualified
Georgia's
as well.
Out. They got 2. It's bull. I'm not. There's a Hawaiian goose involved.
Illinois and Indiana's are the same. And Kentucky. They're all the Northern Cardinal. Massachusetts, you're out. You got 2. Still 4-1 here. Luffman beating Guttridge.
I'm just going to name it.
Missouri, you're out. You got 2. Hey, hold on. Go back. Back up. You passed the best state. Go up. Baltimore Oriole. There's Maryland's.
Now, why is it from Baltimore?
Because
they only exist in Baltimore?
Well, no, but that's where the state... You know what? Shut up. It's the best state bird. It's the best state flag.
Oklahoma, they have 2, one of which is the wild turkey again. And the other one is called a scissor-tail flycatcher.
Congratulations to Luke Luffman, back-to-back junior champ. Please go watch his match with Heinzelman. You'll understand why we say it was extremely controversial. Illinois, your team champs. After Luffman gets his stop sign, Willie, what do you say we run through the finals? Or you can keep naming state birds, whatever you want. The floor is yours, sir.
Well, I cannot end this broadcast without letting you know that the state bird of Vermont is the hermit thrush.
All right, let's get some highlights here. Which
off
it's
our
going to be a lot of
champs,
step
Read off our
outs.
champs.
Okay, at 100 pounds, Daniel Sheen of Illinois. At 106, Andre Gonzalez of California. So we mentioned this. Third in Cali States. Beat 3 ranked guys to get here. You have him number 18 on the 125 prospects. I think could be a good get, maybe for like a Cal Poly,